Greetings and salutations, everybody from YouTube. It is I, BigAl2k6. Welcome to the vlog. Now, I'm seeing some of the topic ideas from my last video on YouTube, and I want to thank everybody. So now I have a bunch of shit that I want to talk about. So, first on the agenda is something that I touched on in my last video, and that is DMCA abuse. Green tea brewed with roasted brown rice. Very good. With a touch of honey. Now, for those who are in the dark about who VenomFangX is, I'll try to sum it up as quick as I can. He's a creationist. Now, I could be a dick and stop there and go on to the next topic, but I'm going to elaborate a bit further. He is a creationist who makes videos challenging evolution and intelligent and not intelligent design, that's what he believes in. Challenging evolution and science and basically everything that has an enormous amount of evidence to back it up. And then, people like people like DPR Jones and Thunderfoot and the Amazing Atheist and Coughlin666 and everybody within, pretty much everybody within the atheist community, or people who believe in evolution, they've been making videos counteracting everything that VenomFangX has said. And trust me, VenomFangX has said some incredibly stupid-ass shit that I never thought anybody would be serious about. Like, the Earth is only a few thousand years old. During the Great Flood, the Grand Canyon was formed within 5 minutes. Evolution was created by the devil. You know, stupid shit like that deserves to be called out. And people called him out on it, and soon he was filing false DMCAs against those people. Now, granted, some of them were validated, like, people would take his videos and re-upload them without doing anything to them. That is a copyright violation, whether you like to believe it or not. And, but most of the videos that he's been taking down were just, you know, videos that have been refuting him, and he claims to take them down because they were a threat to him and his family. Try to figure that out. And while he was doing this, he also claimed to be raising money for a charity, Sick Kids Hospital in Canada, I believe. But no amount of money was ever brought to that hospital, and then he started going on wild spending sprees with, like, recording equipment and shit. And people have been calling out on that too, and he got those videos removed. You following me? And long story short, first Thunderfoot said, hey, either you stop this shit and apologize, or I'm going to report you. So VenomFangX made an apology, and then soon after, he started doing the same shit. Then DPR Jones said, I'm not going to go easy on you, but I will still give you one last chance. Either you apologize and take down the close your YouTube account for a year, or I will pursue legal action against you. And since DPR Jones is a copyright lawyer, he has the right to do so. So what does VenomFangX do? He makes a video saying, I'm leaving YouTube. By the way, DPR Jones is a pedophile that likes to look at little girls. And then he basically slandering the guy. And then he closes his account, but then uses all of his other sock accounts to keep DMCAing videos. At this point, he deserves to go to jail. I'm sorry, you know, people say, oh, the internet isn't serious business. He's committed 3 crimes. Perjury, which he has done pretty much over 200 times, slander, and charity fraud. And it blows my fucking mind that after all that, and after everybody wants to basically take him down and ride his ass like a bicycle, now we gotta be nice to him because, oh, he's getting the help he needs. He is mentally ill. There's something wrong with him. That is not a fucking excuse. I mean, I don't understand. They have every right to take him to court. They have every right. They have every reason to take him down and pursue legal action against him. If not for the perjury, if not for filing DMCAs, because now that I think about it, if you go to court saying why you want to put this man in jail, and you say he took down my YouTube videos, you're gonna get laughed in court. But if not for that, then for the charity fraud. Somebody could have reported his actions to the local police about, or somebody, some authority about the shit he's been doing with this charity. Nobody did that. Instead, they say, oh, either you close your account. You know, gave him an ultimatum, gave him a choice. They should. DPR Jones, with all due respect, I have nothing but good things to say about DPR Jones. I have the highest amount of respect for him, Thunderfoot, and anybody else who was involved with this. But he should never have given them a choice. You know, he should have just said, fuck the ultimatum, I'm taking your ass to court. You really gotta try this. And after Venomfang X does all this shit, now they want to be his best friend. Now, and then DPR Jones, let me see if I can look up his video. I know this is supposed to be a vlog, but it turned into a huge rant. But don't worry, I'll be covering a bunch of other subjects as well, so. Let's see here. DPR Jones. And he posts an apology from Sean, a message from Sean, saying, oh, guys, I'm very sorry. Guys, I'm sorry, I won't do it again, and blah, 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 blah. And here's some of the things that DPR Jones has said. He's like, I've made it clear to Sean that if he does not seek the treatment that he and his family consider he requires, then I will take legal action against him. You should have done that in the first place, dude. I mean, at least that would have sent a message to not only him, but anybody else who decides it's a good idea to file false DMCA claims. Now we have people who think, who think they'll get away with it. Not only because people won't do anything about it, but because YouTube won't do anything about it. At this point, this DMCA bullshit happens so often that people think that it's okay for it to happen. That, since it happens all the time, we got to accept it. That's bullshit. Sean is aware that this is his absolute last chance. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. This is the third fucking time Sean has made a video like this. And with all due respect to DPR Jones, I think you and the rest of the atheist community who, decide to give him yet another chance are making a grave mistake. He is going to come back. The only reason why he made this apology is because he was backed into a corner. There's no question about it. He is going to come back, and he's going to pull the same shit. If he has such a mental illness like you claim he does, then he's not going to stop. He may have made this apology, he may have seemed sincere, but he's going to pull the same shit. If he does, don't say I didn't warn you. But yeah, DMCA abuse is a really big problem, because people think that it's an easy ride to take videos down, like, I don't have to flag it anymore, I could just come up with a fake company name and then they'll get rid of it instantly. I don't have to wait or do anything more than that. But the problem with that is, it's illegal, and it can bite you right back in the ass when people find out and pursue legal action against you. Nobody that I know of has gone to court due to filing false DMCAs on YouTube videos. And the thing that kind of makes me mad is that stupid-ass people out there think that this is trolling. That people think that Venomfang X is just a clever troll, and those people are retarded. And excuse me a second. And those people are just retarded, because, like, first of all, Venomfang X apparently has a mental illness. Second of all, I could be wrong about this. If you are an internet troll, feel free to correct me. But breaking the law is not trolling, in my opinion. Like, dropping somebody's docs, yeah, okay, that's not going to do anything. It really isn't. Because, like, No, like usually if somebody drops another person's docs, nobody's going to give a flying fuck. So there's really no problem with it. Like people who think that false flagging is trolling are really mistaken and, to be honest, retarded. But I can understand why they would think it's trolling. You know, filing false DMCA claims. Because think about it. Somebody files a false DMCA claim against someone just for the hell of it, and then they react and they're like, "Oh, you're butthurt because I removed your video illegally, but I removed your video." Of course, somebody's gonna get mad because that video that they made doesn't break any copyright. It could be just a vlog like this, and somebody will be able to get rid of it for copyright infringement. I mean, of course they're gonna get pissed off. So there really is no point to it. And another reason why people could consider it trolling is because if you file a counterclaim, they now have your personal information and they can do with it whatever they please. So, yeah, they can drop docs with... It's just a really fucking retarded way of trolling. And since we're on the topic of religion and Venom Fang X's stuff, people have been asking me, because of some of the videos that I've made taking pot chats at religion, am I an atheist? Now, you see, that's what I find really funny on YouTube. You know, you make a video poking fun at a certain side or religion, people assume that you are so far on the other side. You know what I mean? Like, you make fun of Palin, people think you like to suck Obama's cock. You make fun of religion, people think you're a diehard atheist. So, I'm going to set the record straight. I am not an atheist. I have no problems whatsoever with atheism. I do believe in God. I just don't take religion that seriously. I mean, I haven't been to church in a long time. I don't read the Bible. I hardly ever pray. But I believe in God, and I do believe that if you're a good person, and if there is a heaven, you will get there regardless of your religious beliefs. And because nobody ever worships the same person. You know what I mean? Like, because like it makes me irritated when people have this mentality. It's either, you know, one way or the other. There's no in between. You know, you can either be a Christian or an atheist, and there's no other way. But yes, I do believe in God. I was raised Lutheran, and that's pretty much all there is to it. As for my political beliefs, you see, that's politics is one subject that I always try to avoid, because much like religion, if you talk bad about a certain side or you talk about certain subjects, there are people out there who want to fucking kill you. Like, for example, if you make fun of Sarah Palin, some of the conservatives will assume that you're a die-hard supporter of President Obama. But here's the thing. I may have voted for him, but I don't like the way things are going right now. Like, as a friend of mine said, you know how everybody's accusing Obama of being a socialist and a communist? Well, a friend of mine once said, I wish he was a communist, because at least he would be getting some shit done. And I just have a bone to pick with these Tea Party people, or as everybody likes to call them, the teabaggers. You know, these people who think Obama is the fucking devil and think that he was born in, you know, Nigeria or Africa or whatever the hell they're saying. They can't even make up their minds about that. People, some of the people were like, oh, he's not a U.S. citizen, he was born in Hawaii, which last time I checked was a fucking state. And it just makes me laugh. Like, they're so diehard about protecting the Constitution, they don't even know what it means. Like, oh, we don't want the government telling us what to do. We don't want the government to force anything on us. Yet we want forced prayer in school. And last time I checked, that was against the Constitution, you retards. And keep in mind, I don't have a problem with people talking shit about the government if they're doing something wrong. If they're doing something legitimately wrong. It does say that in the Constitution. If you think the government is doing something wrong, you have the right to say something about it. But when people trash talk the country, people who live here trash talk the country, I get pissed off. I mean, I'm not an ultra patriotic guy, but it pisses me off when people live here willingly and they talk shit about the United States. Not even like the government, they just talk shit about the United States. Like, oh, I fucking hate America, there's so many things wrong with it. Then fucking leave. I mean, nobody's stopping you. I mean, would you rather live in a third world country where you don't have any rights? And I'm talking about people like Rush Limbaugh, who constantly talk shit about not only the government, which is where he gets his paycheck, by the way, but also talk shit about the country. Like, he actually said this on his radio show. Wow, the terrorists don't like Obama, and neither do I. Holy shit, we have something in common. Or people like Pat Robertson, who's like, oh, 9/11, we deserved it. It was a blessing from God because of gays and Jews. And when you say shit like that, you need to leave my fucking country. Okay, I don't even want to breathe the same air as you because of all the shit you're spewing about my country. In fact, I have an idea. Since Rush Limbaugh wants to be buddy-buddy with the terrorists so badly, why don't we ship him over there? And then that way, when we bomb the shit out of them, we don't have to feel bad about it. You know, it's a win-win situation. We're happy because Rush Limbaugh's gone. The terrorists are happy because they're meeting the 40 virgins. And Rush Limbaugh, well, he's just going to be burning in hell, wondering why the fuck he said that shit about us in the first place. I'm sorry for saying something like that. It just pisses me off that people could even think about, saying something like, I agree with the terrorists. Excuse me a second. Hot Pocket. What can I say? They're fucking amazing. Speaking of politics and shit, I just want to bring up one of my videos very quick, how fundamentalist creationists and Sarah Palin react to different topics. I wasn't trying to group all Christians into one group. I mean, you can see in the title, I'm actually targeting specific groups. And it just, some of the comments I got. I mean, I'm not gonna read them. I'm not gonna name any names. I'm just gonna say this: the moment you take SpongeBob seriously, the moment you take a video including a SpongeBob clip seriously, is the moment you really need to do some deep thinking. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Now, another topic I want to discuss very quick. 9/11 truthers. And to answer you guys' question, yes, I still plan on making that loose change video. What it's going to be, it's going to be a full-length commentary on the movie Loose Change, the second edition. Which, if they claim it to be the truth, I don't even know why they're remaking it all the time, but whatever. But here's the thing, I used to be a 9/11 truther, diehard 9/11 truther. I was young back then. And I used to go on the forums, I used to spread the bullshit, in classrooms, and saying to people, oh, you're blind to the truth, or whatever, but I'm just checking my, instant messages, I'm talking to one of my friends, but one of the biggest reasons why I stopped being a 9/11 truther, well, for one, I stopped giving a shit, and two, 9/11 truthers, at least from what I've seen, are complete assholes. Because, here's the thing. You try to get into a debate with a 9/11 truther, they say some wild claim and you have evidence to prove it otherwise. You try to get into a debate with them, they don't even debate. They just call you names and say shit like, you're a government shill, you're working for the government, you've been paid to say that, you're a dumbass. You're ignorant and blind to the truth, and they wonder why people hate them so much and think they're so fucking annoying. Now, granted, I do understand that not all 9/11 truthers act this way. If you think that the government did an inside job on 9/11, good for you. That's your belief. That used to be my belief. But when you try to shove it down people's throats and call them stupid because they don't believe it, that's kind of crossing the line. And something I find painfully ironic about the whole 9/11 truth movement, they try to silence people who disagree with them. They constantly preach about, oh, free speech, the government's not going to stop us from spreading the truth. But when somebody provides evidence contrary to what they believe in, they try to shut them down. And this is evident in, like, 9/11 truth forums, like with Loose Change. Somebody comes on and tries to present evidence refuting the 9/11 truthers. They get mocked. They get ridiculed. They say, you're not allowed here. This is for the truth. You're a government shill, and they get blocked. So I guess they're for free speech as long as it's theirs. And another reason why I despise Loose Change is because at the beginning of the video they claim this is dedicated to all those who lost their lives on 9/11 and the families of those who lost their lives. But then toward the end they say, oh, Flight 93 was fake. It was all done by actors who pretended to be the family members. That is so incredibly stupid. I'm sorry. They claim... Excuse me. If you haven't seen Loose Change, at the end, about Flight 93, they claim that all the phone calls were faked, and they were done by actors, either actors who claim to be the family members, or government agents who, use the voice-changing software or some shit like that to fool the family members on the other line. And, I'm thinking to myself, as I'm watching this, to believe that, you would also have to believe that the family members that they interviewed were in on it too. So, why would you even think that? If this video is dedicated to those who lost their lives like you claim it is, then why would you mock the people who lost their lives? The next topic I want to discuss: cooking. As you all know, I am a chef, and I love to cook. It's one of my favorite hobbies. And, I will be making more episodes of Big Al Cooks. And somebody asked the question, is it all going to be Japanese food? No, it's not. I mean, the first few episodes are going to be Japanese food, but I'm going to move to other cuisine. Like, my signature dish is something that I have dubbed Southern Fried Chicken Parmesan. It's basically breaded chicken that's pan-fried till golden brown, and it's baked with sauces and cheese on top. That's basically what it is. But I just want to show off something. This is what I call my personal cooking Bible. It is called the Great American Favorite Brand Name Cookbook, and I'm sure you can get it on eBay or something, but it has tons of amazing recipes. And if you notice, the pages are golden. Like, the pages on the edges are golden, has a shitload of colorful pictures, a lot of good recipes, and I really like it. So, and for those wondering what the next episode of Big Al Cooks is going to be, as you've seen in the preview, it's going to be soba noodle stir fry with chicken tempura, and the next one after that is going to be onigiri, which is the rice balls, which actually are very easy to make. A basic onigiri is it's sticky rice rolled up into a ball with filling inside. That's all it is, really. I mean, I don't even have to make a video about it. I mean, I will, but you cook sushi rice, the sticky rice. You take a thing of plastic wrap. You take a little ball of sticky rice. You put it on there. You flatten it into a disc. Then you put whatever filling you want in there. In the video, I used umeboshi, or pickled plums, chopped up. And then, since it's on the plastic wrap, you roll it up and you shape it into a ball, and you take it out and you put a little piece of seaweed on there, and there you go. There's onigiri. Very fast, quick, and simple. Now, on to OhioCon. OhioCon, if you're not aware, it's a convention in Ohio, and it's spelled O-H-A-Y-O Con. Ohio being the Japanese name for good morning. And I know it's a clever play on words, but it's in Ohio. It's the Milford Center in Ohio, and I will be there. And I will be dressed up in 2 costumes, since I'm probably going to be there for 2 days. I will be dressed up as Mario, complete with a mushroom, and I will be dressing up as something that I call the Kiniku fan. or Kiniku Otaku if you prefer. Be wearing the mask, gonna be wearing my denim shirt, gonna be wearing a red shirt with the Kiniku Man symbol on it, and I'm going to have a Ramen Man and a Kid Muscle plushie in each of the pockets, and I'm gonna be walking around and wearing that. So basically, anybody with a Kiniku Man mask, that would be me, because I think I'll be the only person doing that. And some of the guests at OhioCon include Mike Sinter Nicholas and Lisa Ortiz. And since Lisa Ortiz plays Amy Rose, I'm gonna go up to her dressed up as Mario and as, "Excuse me, Miss Amy Rose, have you seen a Sonic? We need to go ice skating." You know, because of Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympics. And speaking of which, I have the game. I'm going to have it signed by Lisa Ortiz. And it's a good game. It really is. It's much better than the first one, Mario and Sonic at the Summer Olympics. Or Olympics, whatever. Excuse me. And it's very fun. They got a lot more dream events. And you can actually customize what your Miis wear. It's a pretty cool game. Now let's move on to a different topic. Something that people have been wanting to know for a while now. What do I think of 4Kids now? Now, obviously my opinions have changed about 4Kids, but I will say this. I don't hate 4Kids because of the dubbing. Because that's just plain silly. I mean, they actually do have some very good voice actors. Veronica Taylor, Dan Green, Lisa Ortiz, just to name a few. I hate them because of the stupid edits that they make. They're unnecessary. I mean, there are some times where it is necessary, like if there's like nudity or blood. I mean, after all, most of the stuff that they dubbed was originally meant for kids in Japan, so. But like, nudity and blood I can understand. What I can't understand is removing references to Japanese culture and changing weapons to make them look like kids' toys. That's fucking stupid. I'm sorry, because like. And it leads me to believe that 4Kids is just a tiny bit xenophobic, you know, against Japanese culture. Because I know that sounds silly, and it makes me kind of sound like a weeaboo. But when they remove when they like change the food and shit and try to Americanize it, there is a difference between localization and Americanization. Like localization is like if they took. I don't know what the hell that is, but localization is like if they took a Japanese pun and modified it so that we could understand it. Like in Fooly Cooly, when Haruko's talking about her favorite guitarists, in the Japanese version it's people that we've never fucking heard of, but in the English version it's people like, you know, like Kurt Cobain and Jimi Hendrix. I know for a fact she said Jimi Hendrix. Americanization is when you take something from Japanese culture and just try to Americanize the fuck out of it. You're not even trying to localize it. You're just trying to make it pure American. Like with the old Sailor Moon dubs, when they flipped the scenes over so that the cars were driving on the right side of the road, you know, to make it look American, even though it takes place in fucking Japan. And changing the food, really not that big of a deal, but it still is an unnecessary change. Like, even when they rename the food, it's kind of silly. Like with Pokemon, there's one. What are these fucking constant noises on my computer? But like, there's this one. Like everybody remembers the donut episode where he's like, "Oh, these jelly-filled donuts are my favorite." And then several episodes later, he's making rice balls, and he says they are rice balls. It just doesn't make any sense. Another reason why I consider 4Kids just a bit xenophobic is because of when they edit like guns and swords and shit to make them look less threatening, but they never do that in American cartoons. Like, look at Batman the Animated Series. There's death, there's a little bit of blood, there's guns. Guns, fucking guns, real guns, not this plastic rubber super soaker shit that you see in One Piece. Guns! Real guns! Bang bang! But yet, in like an episode that 4Kids would dub of either One Piece or Yu-Gi-Oh, they'll either change the guns to make them look like toys, or they'll remove them entirely, and it looks just stupid. And it's a completely unnecessary change. Kids are not going to be scarred for life because there's a fucking gun on the screen. Also, people want to know what I think of the Funimation dub of One Piece. Here's the thing, okay? I've talked about this before in my One Piece rants way, way back. Each dub has their own quirks. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest right now. One of the only reasons why I made those One Piece rants was because Sukento would not, Sukento just wouldn't make his, and I just decided to do this stuff myself, and that's pretty much one of the biggest reasons why I made those rants. And I ended up looking like a big fucking weeaboo in the process. But the voice actors themselves are not bad. It's the direction. Maybe except for David Moo, because I don't think you can do anything to make his voice any better. But, like, here's the thing, because I find myself at a loss of words, I'm trying to make this unscripted. I apologize. The Funimation version is the better dub, like, voice-wise, overall. But I find myself going back to the 4Kids dub, because if you grew up on something for a while, and then it's changed to something else, you're going to find it's really hard to accept that change, because, like, that's the reason why people look at the 4Kids dub and the Funimation dub, and they think the 4Kids dub is superior, because they were raised with it. They watched that one the most, and then the Funimation dub comes out, and they're like, this isn't good, I like the 4Kids version better. And I can understand why, because there were some voices that really stuck on me. Like, whenever I cosplay as Usopp, I never use Sonny Straight's Usopp. I always use Jason Griffiths, because as much as I love Sonny Strait and I think he fits the character more as Usopp, Jason Griffith's voice just comes out naturally for me. Same thing with David Moo as Sanji. I mean, I never see anyone, like, even in a Bridge series, use even in fandubs, nobody ever uses Eric Vale's version of Sanji. They always use the David Moo version of Sanji. But overall, and also, like I said in my One Piece rant, if Veronica Taylor dropped the Texas accent, it would have been perfect. It would have been very good for Veronica Taylor. But what can I say? The past is past, and people who still bitch about 4Kids, they really gotta stop, because it's getting old. We get it. They're a bad dub. We get it. They're a dubbing company that does stupid shit. You just need to stop talking about it. Another thing that people want me to talk about. A while ago, I announced that I was making a video game, called BigAl's Epic Adventure. It was going to be like a crossover of everything that I like. It was going to be like a beat-em-up / platformer, and I was going to meet, like, people from One Piece and Kinnikuman and various other anime and video games. People want to know what's the progress with it. It's still in my mind. I still plan on making it. But here's the thing. I lack the proper technology to do it. No, I'm not going to e-bag or whatever, but I need a big green screen so that I can do my own sprites. My sprites of myself. And I need to find a game maker that's user-friendly but also makes some pretty cool shit. But what I have been doing while thinking about the game is I was bringing together a soundtrack and a plot. So technically I have been working on it, I just haven't worked on the actual game yet. Another issue that's been brought up to my attention is voice actor Daisuke Goro died. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And for those who don't know that name, he played Mr. Satan in the Japanese version of Dragon Ball Z, and he also played Robin Mask from Kinnikuman. And I gotta say, when I heard about it, I was a little bit sad, because one, I do like his role in Robin Mask, and he also played Heihachi Mishima from Tekken. So it's going to be incredibly hard to find someone else for that role, because people consider Daisuke Goro as a unique voice actor because of his deep voice for like evil people or big guys, and it's just going to be sad. And it's even sadder considering that people are ruling his death as a suicide. So yeah, it's really sad, and I wish and I hope for the best for his family. Avatar, not The Last Airbender, but James Cameron's latest movie. Excuse me. I watched it. I watched it in IMAX 3D. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. And yes, I am fully aware that the plot is nothing new. I am fully aware that it's Pocahontas in space. Or Dancing with Wolves, or even Fern Gully if you want. But I saw Spoonie One's review of it with his brother, and I honestly thought he was way too harsh on Avatar. Like, I didn't come to this movie expecting something spectacular. Like, if you lower your standards a little bit, you'll enjoy movie more. But like, I have this feeling that Spoonie went into the movie theater expecting something incredibly epic, like Dark Knight epic, and then he came out disappointed because it wasn't as good or even better than The Dark Knight. But if you raise your standards like that, you are going to be disappointed by some movies. Like, nobody's going to go to a viewing of Marmaduke and expect anything on the caliber of The Dark Knight. You know what I mean? Speaking of which, Marmaduke, one of the stupidest ideas for a movie. I mean, the dog doesn't even fucking talk, for God's sake. This isn't Garfield. But yeah, I saw the movie. Some of the complaints that people have are kind of stupid, like, oh my god, floating mountains, how did that happen? They're on a different planet, okay? This is a sci-fi. They're on a different planet. Of course you're going to see shit that you're not used to. And, of course, the whole, oh, it's Dancing in Wolves / Pocahontas in space. I didn't care. I mean, I really didn't. And I knew they were blatantly trying to, you know, shove a message down your throat. Don't hurt the environment. World peace, man. But other than that, it was a very good movie. People want to know my, this isn't like, this is turning into more of like a Q&A than a vlog, but hey, you know, whatever works. But people want to know my opinion on casual gamers versus hardcore gamers. Here's my opinion. Just play the games and shut the fuck up. Seriously, you know, this stupid war is stupid. And this whole casual gamers versus hardcore, just play the games you enjoy and shut the fuck up. That's all I have to say. Let's see. Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. I have played that game. That game is fucking amazing. And it's really fun, too. Just defying the laws of physics and gravity is very fun. And I just love how they're in this ancient temple. Like, in most of the levels, you're in, like, ancient temples and shit. And the only way they have to climb... The only way they have to activate switches is to climb up these incredibly tall-ass structures just to hit the button, you know, this is how the natives did it, you know? But, yeah, other than that, Uncharted 2, very fun game. And I would highly recommend it if you own a PS3. Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. I will definitely be getting it. I mean, I played it. I played the Japanese version at Youmacon. It's an amazing game. I was playing as Yatterman and... oh, what was it? Yatterman and Roll. And it's a very fun game. I can't wait for it to come out. I do wish that they put in Speed Racer and the Samurai Pizza Cats, but what are you gonna do? And the addition of Zero, Classic Zero from Mega Man X, not that fucking retarded-looking Zero from Mega Man Zero, but Classic Zero, thank God. Can't wait to play as him. And Frank West from Dead Rising, he's going to be fun to play as. And I keep hearing rumors that Phoenix Wright is going to be in the game. We're just going to have to see. Also, here's an issue that I never thought would be brought up. Oh my god! You're talking to Spax! Ooh! Seriously, what is the big deal, folks? I mean, he's not a douchebag anymore. He really isn't. It's like still talking about the irate gamer flagging videos and copying AVGN. He's not doing that anymore. I mean, his reviews suck, but you know what I mean. and I'll talk about the irate gamer in a little bit here. But basically, people are still bitching about specs, and those people are absolutely retarded. Like fucking Super Robot Soldier. That guy will not shut up about specs. He's like, oh, specs, flag videos, derpy doo. He hasn't done that in a long time. Shut the fuck up. He's just doing his own thing now. And yeah, I've talked to specs. We've said all our differences. I don't know what's the big deal about that. You know, you'd think that'd be a good thing, but no, it's like me conversing with the enemy. And speaking of the irate gamer, I just want to make something clear right now. I don't hate him. I don't hate Chris Bores. Me and him are actually on good terms. I've talked with him on Messenger before. He's actually a really nice guy to talk to. It's just his videos, I don't like them. And I was subbed to him at one point because I thought his videos were going to be more entertaining, but like the only reviews that I actually do like from the irate gamer are the Kool-Aid review, the Tetris review, and the Rob review. And I felt that those were actually kind of funny. But I wouldn't say it's necessarily beating a dead horse to do commentaries on the irate gamer. Like, I'm subscribed to a few people who are doing text commentaries on the irate gamer and his reviews. And trust me, no offense to Chris Bores, but some of them really do deserve it. Like, the Super Mario Bros. 2 review and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles review where he claims that the first ever game about the Ninja Turtles came after the arcade game, and that there's only one version of Turtles in Time. Stuff like that really deserves to be refuted and talked about. But other than that, you know, the whole thing about him ripping off the AVGN, you know, who isn't a rip-off these days? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Spoony One got mad because the AVGN did a review on Street Fighter 2010 right after he did. So, who isn't a rip-off these days? You know what I mean? And it's like Darkscream said in his video, if you like someone and they're similar to someone else, they're inspired by that person. But if you don't like someone and they're doing something similar, then they're ripping that person off. But yeah, I have no problem with the irate gamer. We settled things a long ass time ago. I've talked with him before. He's a nice guy. He even was considering putting me on his show for a few episodes to be an insider on video games. At least that's what my character would be. But he might have changed his mind, so I'll have to talk with him about it. So don't be surprised if you see my face on an irate gamer video. Just letting you know. One last thing I want to talk about, and it's reverting back to religion, but it's going to be talking about Pat Robertson and people religion in general. I've noticed a pattern about people who are deeply religious. If they say something completely fucked up, like what Pat Robertson said, Haiti deserved the earthquake because they're satanic and they made a pact with the devil, they don't get in trouble with it. They don't get in trouble for it. They don't get any hate mail. They don't get, well, other than the videos on YouTube, but they don't get in trouble for it. Why? Because they're religious. You know, oh, we can't attack them. He's just doing according to we can't attack him because he's just doing, you know, what he believes. And that's fucking stupid. I mean, if I'm going to use a Detroit radio station for example, if Drew and Mike were talking about the Haiti earthquake, and then one of them said, you know, I think they kind of deserved it because they're satanic, that radio show would be canceled and you would never hear from them again. But Pat Robertson says it, and because he's a religious man, he gets away with it clean. That is fucked up. It's like during 9/11 when he said, oh, it was a blessing from God because, you know, this world is full of sin and gays and Jews and people who practice abortion. It's a blessing from God, and we deserved the towers to crumble. Nobody got mad at him, and I don't know why. And like with the Catholic priests, you know, they molested little boys. Hardly any of them got in trouble, and they were just relocated to another church. This is fucked up. I mean, to quote the Amazing Atheist, nobody pointed at the terrorists who brought down the Twin Towers and said, oh, we shouldn't go after them or talk bad about them because they were just practicing the religion. No, we shouldn't fucking do that. And it's the same thing with these assholes who go on TV and, publicly say we deserve all this shit to happen because we're sinful, or typhoon hits Japan or Taiwan or wherever the area is, and they go, oh, they deserved it because they are without God. That is bullshit. I mean, I'm not a religious man, obviously. I mean, I believe in God, but I don't blame shit like that on, I don't blame shit like that on God or whatever, because that's stupid. Why do people get away with shit like that? I really don't understand. Why do religious people get away with shit like that? Like, if it was anyone else, they would have gotten so much hate mail and they would have got their show canceled. The fact, it's staggering to me that Pat Robertson has said the same shit over and over again about people who get into not accidents, but people who have natural disasters happen to them, and the only thing he could say was they deserved it because they are sinful. That is fucked up. I'm sorry, and I have no respect for anybody who does that. Well, that's about it. That's about all I can talk about. All I can think of. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I hope to see you at OhioCon soon. So, Big Al, over and out.